Have you ever jumped into your turbo car, floored the gas, heard that sweet whistle and thought, damn, I've got a rocket under the hood? But then a few months later, boom, smoke, oil everywhere, and your mechanic says, bro, your turbo is dead. Today, we're going to talk about 5 mistakes that destroy turbo engines fast. And believe me, I've seen guys ruin their cars in weeks just by doing these things. So stick around, because I guarantee you're guilty of at least one of these mistakes. Here's the deal. Turbo engines are awesome. They give you that extra kick, make even a small engine feel like a beast. And when you hear that spool, whew, goosebumps every time. But they're also fragile. Unlike old-school naturally aspirated engines, turbos spin at insane speeds, up to 200,000 RPM. That's faster than a dentist drill. Faster than a jet engine turbine.
So the margin for error? Close to 0. And yet, people still treat them like they're indestructible. They hammer the gas from a cold start, they skip oil changes, they shut the car off right after flooring it. Sounds familiar? Have you ever done any of these? Because trust me, I've rebuilt enough turbos in my garage to tell you one careless habit can cut your turbo's life from about 125,000 miles to about 12,000 miles. And if you've ever priced a turbo replacement, you know it's like paying for a second car. All right, let's dive in. The 5 deadly mistakes that kill turbos fast. Mistake number 1, no warm-up. Picture this. It's a freezing winter morning, you jump into your car, turn the key, and instantly, vroom, foot to the floor. Bad idea. Really bad. Turbochargers need oil to lubricate those crazy fast spinning blades. When the engine is cold, oil is thick like honey. It takes a few minutes to thin out and flow properly. If you boost hard before oil reaches the turbo, you're basically letting metal grind on metal. I had a neighbor with a Golf GTI, always late for work, always cold start, and floor it. Within 6 months, turbo seals blew. Guess what? $2,000 later, he learned the hard way. And the kicker? He kept saying, but the car felt fine. Yeah, until it didn't. So, do you warm up your car? Or are you guilty of this one? Be honest. I've even seen people in summer do the same thing. Jump in, blast off without giving the oil even 30 seconds to circulate. Hot weather doesn't save you. Oil still needs time to flow. Mistake number 2, no cool down. Opposite problem now. You've been blasting on the highway, turbo glowing red hot, and then you pull into the gas station, shut off the engine immediately. What happens? The oil inside the turbo literally cooks, turns into carbon sludge. That's called oil coking. And once those oil passages clog, goodbye bearings. I remember a guy with a Subaru WRX. Beautiful car, loud exhaust, thought he was in Fast and Furious, but he never cooled down his turbo. Within a year, turbo fried like bacon.
His turbo bearings look like charcoal. Solution? After a spirited drive, let the engine idle for 1 to 2 minutes before shutting it off. Or, if you're fancy, get a turbo timer. So, tell me, how many of you actually sit in the car waiting? Or do you just shut it off and pray? Mistake number 3, cheap or old oil. This one, oh man, it kills more turbos than anything. People think, oil is oil, why pay extra? But turbos don't forgive. They need high-quality synthetic oil that can handle insane heat and pressure. Use cheap stuff, skip oil changes, and you'll find metal shavings in your oil pan. I had a buddy with a BMW 335i, gorgeous machine, but he thought he was smart. Stretched oil changes to about 12,000 miles because the car said it's fine. Result? 2 blown turbos. Cost him more than he paid for the car. Another guy with an Audi A4 brought his car in. Oil was black as coffee, thick like syrup. Guess what? Turbo was whining like a dentist drill. We cracked it open, bearings eaten alive. What about you? Are you changing oil on time? Or are you playing roulette with your turbo? Mistake number 4, boost junkie syndrome. Okay, admit it. Who here loves hearing the turbo spool and that psh, blow-off valve sound? It's addictive, right? But here's the thing, constantly flooring it
Keeping the turbo at max boost all the time, it's like running a marathon at sprint speed. Eventually, something breaks. I once tuned a diesel van, yeah, a van, for a guy who wanted more power. He pushed 2 bars of boost every day, towing heavy loads. After 3 months, turbo exploded so violently that it sent pieces into the intercooler. Looked like a grenade went off. I even had a customer with a tiny Fiat who wanted race car feel. He floored it at every light, enjoyed the sound, until, well, let's just say his turbo left the chat.
So yeah, enjoy the boost, but don't treat every red light like a drag race. Be real with me. Are you guilty of this one? Mistake number 5, ignoring the signs. Last but not least, ignoring the warning signs. Turbo doesn't just die instantly. It screams for help first. Blue smoke from exhaust? That's oil leaking. Whining sound like a dentist drill? Bearings failing. Loss of power? Check engine light? Excessive oil consumption? All red flags. I had a customer with a Passat TDI. Came in, I told him, "Dude, your turbo is whining. Replace it before it seizes." He shrugged it off. 2 weeks later, turbo shattered, oil got sucked into the intake, engine went into runaway. The car literally revved itself to death. Total engine destruction. Another case? Mercedes C-Class. Owner ignored small blue smoke for months. By the time he came in, turbo had eaten itself and chunks ended up inside the catalytic converter. Double the bill.
So please don't ignore the signs. If your car starts acting weird, listen to it. Your turbo is trying to talk to you. All right, so how do you keep your turbo alive and happy? Here are the golden rules. Warm up your car for a few minutes before driving hard. Cool down after a long or hard drive. Use quality synthetic oil and change it on time. Don't abuse boost every chance you get. Pay attention to the early warning signs. Do these 5 things and your turbo can last about 185,000 miles or more. Ignore them and you might be rebuilding your engine before next summer. So which mistake are you guilty of? Be honest. Drop it in the comments, I want to know. If this video saved your turbo, or maybe just your wallet, smash that like button, share it with your turbo-loving friends, and of course, subscribe for more garage wisdom. Because hey, it's cheaper to watch my videos than to buy a new turbo. Take care of your cars, respect the boost, and I'll see you in the next one. The next video might surprise you. Click one of them before your car surprises you first.